This week's special guest on the Joey and Rory Show, Jerry Salley.
My name's Jerry Salley, and I'm originally from a little town in southern Ohio called Chillicothe. And I know this sounds crazy, but I really don't feel like I ever had a choice in my career path. I knew at a very early age that I wanted to play and sing and write music for a living. My dad played five-string banjo growing up, so I was exposed to bluegrass and country and gospel music at an early age. I was kind of a strange kid, I guess. Every time I would buy a new record growing up, the first thing I would want to do is look at the credits on the back to see who the songwriters were and who wrote these songs. And I was influenced by a lot of different folks: George Jones, Merle Haggard, Dolly Parton, and of course Tom T. Hall, who wrote all of his own songs. I've been very blessed over the years to have over 300 songs recorded by folks from Elton John to Loretta Lynn, from Stephen Curtis Chapman to C.C. Winans in the bluegrass, country, and gospel genres. And I've always performed all those years as well. Back in the 90s, I actually had a record deal here in Nashville. Through that experience, I decided that I think I wanted to be a songwriter first. Nothing against all that other than it was not in my control. And my songwriting career was actually taken off at that point in time. So when that didn't work out, I decided I wanted to be a songwriter and stay at home. And now through the years, as my kids have gotten older and moved off, I've been able to parlay my songwriting career into an artist career, where I'm out on the road more and more than I've ever been, and I'm enjoying it so much, recording the music I want to record the way I want to record it. Well, the song Paper and Pen was actually written several years ago. I co-wrote that with my dear friend Allison Mellon, and we started out writing a gospel song that day, and I just couldn't get into it. I kept playing this 3/4 time on my guitar, started singing the very first line just off the top of my head. It was originally recorded by a young lady named Alicia Nugent in the early 2000s on Rounder Records, and she had a pretty good hit with it in bluegrass. And it's always been one of my favorite songs, so when I recorded my new project, I decided to record it on there. And actually Alicia and Bradley Walker, another dear friend of mine, are singing the harmonies on the song with me.
There's a letter in a shoebox, in a dresser she keeps locked, but she's never read it all the way through. It was the last one he wrote her. She was sure it was over from all that he told her in the first line or two. He said times are hard now, got some things left to sort out, and a man and his freedom don't easily part. Well, that's where she stopped reading. Her soul was bleeding, so she chose her weapon and went for his heart. With paper and pen, she got her last words in. I never loved you was the line she wrote him. He couldn't believe the reply he received. What a sad tragedy for good love to end. Ah, who needs a knife when you can take someone's life with paper and pen? Well, they say he went crazy. In just a few days he got on the bottle and went out of his mind. To this day she don't know. In the letter that he wrote, he asked for her hand in the very last line. With she got her last words in. I never loved you was the lie she wrote him. He couldn't believe the reply he received. What a sad tragedy for good love to end. Ah, who needs a knife when you can take someone's life with paper and pen? Oh, who needs a knife when you can take someone's life with paper